What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another podcast. It's been a while. Last time I recorded a podcast on Anchor was back in August. Last time I recorded a podcast on YouTube was actually yesterday, but it wasn't much of the informational part. So I thank you all for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. We're going to be talking about the FA Cup, Manchester United advancing through against Liverpool, which was awesome to see that. My boys get it done in the FA Cup, and we continue, and we are now the favorites, I believe, in the rest of it. And then we're going to talk about Frank Lampard getting sacked by Chelsea, which is insane to even think about. Frank Lampard has has a long resume, I guess you can say. He has a long little resume right there, which we will get started with. So let's start out with a few things from my brother, who is on top of the football news, so he helps me out a little bit. But here is what it is. Here's what's going on. So he said Frank Lampard has been struggling recently, and therefore form has been shocking. But I didn't think the Chelsea board would really pull the trigger, especially after the 3-1 win against Luton in the FA Cup. But I think they based it off the Prem, though. The team who was predicted to win the league are in ninth place right now. West Ham are somehow doing better than them, so I see why they would sack him, especially in the predicament they are in now. Shout out to my brother Royce for that information. So what's interesting about Frank Lampard is he had 2 years. And the fact that Chelsea are in ninth place with the team they constructed, with the players they signed, is absolutely beyond me. So here he is quoting someone from Twitter. He said, Gerrard, who is 23 points clear on his way to win his first managerial trophy in his second season. Lampard, sacked in January, spent $300 million in 2 years and is ninth. Bottled 3 finals and has never won a managerial trophy, lost to a Liverpool side with Adrian twice. So when we're looking at these, stats and this little predicament that Chelsea are in, this is a weird situation because Frank Lampard is a club legend. And it's gotten to the point where the fact that they're in ninth place with the team they constructed is just based off of not being able to put the proper lineups together, I feel. That's what I feel. Now, granted, I'm not a Chelsea fan, so maybe you Chelsea fans will let me know, but it seems like he's not putting the right lineups out, or he has too much talent, which he cannot, try to put together. So that's what I think is happening here for them. Now, what's interesting is Thomas Tuchel. Hopefully I said his name correctly. The former PSG manager is looking to step into the role of the Chelsea the former Chelsea boss Frank Lampard, which is going to be interesting because I think he can turn it around, especially knowing where to put talent and play them, which he did at PSG, but then ultimately got sacked. Yeah, that's an interesting conversation. Let me know. What do you think about Frank Lampard being sacked? It's shocking, but then again, I mean, when you have the opportunity to spend $300 million across 4 transfer windows, because it was 2 years. So the summer and then the winter, and still somehow are in 6th place makes no sense to me. But hey, they got to do what they got to do, I feel. So we move on to the FA Cup, which is an interesting thing because I was actually talking about it yesterday and was not expecting Manchester United to pull out the victory, but from what I've been hearing, Rashford has been pulling it out. He has been insane. So much love to Marcus Rashford. Yeah, and then on the other side of the FA Cup, it's Wickham and Tottenham. So that should be an interesting matchup to see how they perform. Not sure what exactly is supposed to happen, right? Or what's going to happen in the FA Cup especially. I wouldn't mind it. Manchester United versus Tottenham. I wouldn't mind that at all. You know what I mean? Just because my brother's a Tottenham fan, I'm a Manchester United fan, and it's just one of those things. I would love to see that matchup, especially because it's very competitive. Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, and Bruno Fernandes all scored in the FA Cup 4th round, all 3 goals, so across 3 players basically. And then Mohamed Salah scored twice in the 18th and the 58th minute, but it was just too little too late for the Liverpool side. Now, when I'm looking at the stats and everything, each team had 14 shots on the entire game, basically, and six of those were on target. 8 fouls for Man U, 9 fouls for Liverpool. Both sides had 2 yellow cards, no red cards in this game, no offsides either, so a clean game on both sides. 4 corner kicks for Manchester United, 5 for Liverpool, 4 saves for Manchester United, 2 for Liverpool. And I'm looking at the formations, which is unique, right? 4-2-3-1 for Manchester United, 4-3-3 for Liverpool. And when we look at the starting lineups of this game, we got Edison Cavani, Rashford, who came on as a sub, I believe. Yes, he did. Van de Beek, who was also taken off, I want to say, or brought on. Greenwood as well, Pogba, McTominay, Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, and Henderson. So, very unique situation there with the Manchester United starting lineup, and of course, with the Liverpool starting lineup playing the 4-3-3 with Jones, Firmino, Salah, Alcantara, Milner, Wijnaldum, Robertson, Fabinho, Williams, Alexander-Arnold, and Alisson. Now, if you're wondering who Alcantara is, that is actually Thiago. So he played center attacking mid for them in this game. Very unique. He actually came on for Xherdan Shaqiri, which is an interesting. And then, of course, Roberto Firmino came on for Divock Origi. A very interesting lineup there by Liverpool. Want to say they were taking it seriously, but then again, I mean, with that attack, right? With that attack and them starting Origi and Jones, very, very interesting choice from Jurgen Klopp. But of course, they are in other competitions, so that's why sometimes you got to make do with what you have, for sure. So, yeah, there's that. So that is going to... Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So there's that, and that is going to be one of those situations where Manchester United advance. So it should be pretty interesting to see if we can continue the run of form that we are currently on. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Not a really long podcast, but definitely a podcast that we are getting back and going and having fun with it as well. Thank you, Royce, again, for your insight and, of course, the help right there from him. If you all enjoyed the podcast, of course, rate, subscribe, review, anything like that, and let me know what you thought of it and what we could be talking about in the future, okay? You all have a good one. Peace.